Hey there. First,
Hello.
I saw Korn wrote that they were very excited. They love hearing the music during the countdown music.
Aw.
Positive associations with that song. I think that's really cute. Like I do too. Every time I hear it, I even listening to the countdown, it's like it's kind of like standing behind the curtain when you're waiting for the curtains to open, and it's like that's
Mm-hmm.
I have a positive association with it too because we always have such a great time with you guys. Um, how are you, Ella? It's been a very long week and a long day in particular, but how
Mm-hmm.
are you today? Look at her. Look at her. Isn't she okay? Can we stop and appreciate the adorable like earrings and how sweet she looks? She's
Stop.
such a sweetheart. Look at
Stop.
her. Look how she's there with her
Aw.
little earrings and she's got her little like
These are
sweater
my
with
lucky earrings
it's
for
so
luck
sweet.
today.
Can we please look how cute this is. I'm gonna just shut
Aw.
down the stream. This is too cute. I can't. Too wholesome and too cute over here.
Aw.
So I just, and and especially she has this pose that she does when she's like extra wholesome is when she like kind of sits leaning on one side like this, and it's very wholesome. So I think it's super wholesome.
Aw.
So don't mind me
You're...
on this side. Just look at her. So
Oh, I see the tactics. I see. I see what's going on.
it has been a long week. And it's been a fun week, and we've done so much, and we had such a great first day for the Kickstarter. We're gonna share with you guys some before we get into the actual drawing stuff. We're gonna share with you some stats on where we are, and we're super excited about that. You guys are making this happen, and we really appreciate it. Ella, anything before I go into that? Oh,
Beast
thank you.
King
Hold
just
on.
sent
Wait,
us
Beast
a...
King. Beast King sent us, yeah,
Yeah.
another one. Oh, Beast King's always
I
like,
see what's forming. I see what's forming here. Cementing his reign over the chat. I
oh,
see.
he's buying the crown. Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's buying the crowd.
Buying the crown. Hey, you know what? I admire your ambition. Okay, I really
Mm-hmm.
admire your ambition and your tenacity to do that. That's great. Was there anything you wanted to share, Ella, before we go into the?
Yeah, just one thing. I'm gonna find and put the link in the chat, but we're going into the last couple of days of the month, which means that our exclusive posters for the month are actually about to go away. This month is The Trick, which is Hugo holding that terrible evil blobby Nibbles, and the other one is Enma, Carl's character. So if you are one of our collectors, there's two offerings for those this month. I'll find the link and I'll put them here in the chat in just a second. But then also don't forget, I'm gonna put this link in first. Don't forget we have our for the whole time that the Kickstarter is going, we are having one-on-one like OC talks with RC. So if you want to get one of those are only open for the Kickstarter. So you want to get in now. We already have some slots booked. So, and if you don't find a time on there that works for you, just let us know, and we will try to find a time that works for us. If you get the slots that are on the calendar, those are like guaranteed. But if you want a different time, then that's also fun. This is a great opportunity before you get your journal in from the Kickstarter to talk about your OC. You're going to want a lot of depth before you go in, because you're going to see the journal and you're going to be like, how am I going to fill this whole thing out? You're going to want all of your questions answered and stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to say those couple of things. And yeah, lots of fun stuff this month. Obviously, we've got the Valentine's Day stuff too, but I'll save that for our next. I'll save that for a little bit later. There's a lot going on. I just wanted to
There's
kind of
so much
remind you guys
going
about
on.
these things.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
much. It's really exciting. There's been so much going on, and it's really awesome. Okay, so we're gonna Ella put this adorable presentation together that we're gonna show you. Just it's like 3 slides, just to show you kind of where we are, and then we'll go into the main event for tonight.
Yeah, this is our launch party. So
This
this
is
is
the
our...
launch party. That's right. This is technically.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Isn't it crazy? I remember when we did the manga launch party. It feels like forever ago. I remember what a big deal
Mhm.
that was. That was such a big moment for us. It was very scary. We were very like just going into that Kickstarter for the manga was a very scary thing for us, and
It was
um,
very
it
scary.
was very scary. But you know what was so awesome is that not only did we do it, we blew it up thanks to you guys. Like it blew up past the goal. We ended up getting a Project We Love designation from Kickstarter, which was really an awesome honor for that. And it was because of you guys. And so thank you for believing in us, in what we're doing here and in this universe. So really appreciate it. Okay, so um, here we go. So we're gonna. Sorry, my dog is coughing. So this is very. If he hawks up a lung, I'm sorry. He always does this. He's always does this during events. Okay. Let me switch over.
So we're going over. This is our launch party to say like we're excited and it's open and thank you, but also to answer some questions. We've not like revealed what's kind of inside the Kickstarter in a live before, so we just wanted to kind of go through it, answer any questions that you have, be excited together that it's finally happening. I'm sure if you have more questions, tonight's not your only night. It's going for a whole month. So yeah, we just kind of wanted to give you a rundown
Yeah.
of what the first day was
Well,
like.
the first day is really important because that's always like, they always measure the success of a Kickstarter based on the first day. Oh my God, have you seen the
Mm.
cats on her mug? Can you show the mug, please? Oh my God. You cannot like casually show that like in the middle of me talking.
I'm sorry, and it's tea.
My weakness for cats is okay. Anyway, um so usually, hey, if you do like 50% on your first day, that's a strong opening, right? We did even better
Yep.
than that thanks to you guys. So let me switch over. Just a three little slide presentation we want to show you guys, and we'll go from there. So let's see. Hopefully this works. All right. So, uh, Ella, I'm sorry, it's only showing me in the bottom of the screen right now. So,
And it's okay.
okay. So we're at 60%. We had 60% so far. I mean, the day is not over yet. So if you haven't jumped in on this, there's all sorts of levels to join the Kickstarter. Um, we are at 60% already for it, which is really awesome. That means that we will definitely make this a success. And again, it's thanks to you guys for doing that. It's really thanks to you guys that we've managed to get this far with this. This project is really close to our heart because we know it was built inspired by you guys, because you guys are we love your passion and your excitement about telling stories and creating characters, and we wanted to create this resource to help you guys go deeper into your characters and also to properly catalog them and keep them all together. And the cool thing about the journal is that it's one journal per OC, so you can always get as many as you want for other OCs. Um,
And I just want to say real quick, I had actually a couple of questions about this, and it's a very valid question. When we hit 100%, we can go over that. In fact, we hope to go over 100%. When we hit 100%, you can still get in after that. It's not, oh, all of the rewards are gone or anything like that. Like, we can keep going after we hit 100%, and that's sort of the goal of a Kickstarter is to see how far can go. I think our last one we got like 160%.
we ended up doing 167% of our goal. And obviously,
Yeah.
every time we do more and we do better, all that helps our studio a lot because we can use it to invest in the community. I can use it to hire other artists to help me with the manga. I can do all sorts of stuff with it. So the more we overperform, the better, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
we obviously would love to overperform. So yeah. Okay. Then just some rewards. Ella, do you want to talk about the rewards here? We've got this. Sorry, my face is floating around the screen. I'm trying not to like hide cover everything. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to kind of give a little rundown of the different rewards that we've got. So we've got our original character one pager, which is just like a digital one page sheet that you can have kind of just your like base stats on things that you're going to use all the time, things that you can take around and kind of just like a log line, something you can show off that says this is kind of what my character is like. And then we've got the digital character journal. This is the PDF version. It will have slots for you to fill it out like kind of online, so that you don't have to like uh, have it necessarily printed or anything like that. But you could print it too if you wanted to. And then we've got our chibi base sticker pack. These are going to be kind of like paper based stickers, which means you can draw on top of them. So they're not going to be coated or anything like that. So you get the sticker, you can put it anywhere in your journal and then draw your own character on top of it, and you'll have these bases kind of just like ready to go. And then, of course, the main thing is the original character journal itself in a physical format. You can get either the spiral bound side or the perfect bound side. Now, I'm a perfect bound person, and RC's a spiral bound person, so we wanted to compromise and give the option to have either one. And then the next thing that we've got is some a sample pack of our prompt cards, and then of course the full 52 deck prompt cards. So these prompt cards are situations or scenarios or questions that you can have that you can write in your journal about. Things like, these ones that we have here are like, what is a moment from your OC's background that they regret? And so it kind of just gives a deeper understanding of different things that might not be in the journal, but are scenarios and situations that you want to talk about. Kind of like how we do the slice games in our Discord server. But they're actually like a physical deck of cards. So, great for friends. And, you could pull those out and be like, let's play a game and also talk about our OCs. That's a good way to get in. And then, of course, we've got the special thanks for everybody who gets on the special thanks tier. We're going to add to the back of our journal, and they're going to be there forever to say, like, these are the people that really helped us and made this happen. The next one is we have a chibi standee. So we've got these really cute acrylic standees. They're perfect for your character, and they're going to be unique. So RC will draw it for you, and then we're going to send it off to get made into a physical merch for just your character. It'll be completely unique just for you. And then the last one is the full OC illustration for you to put in your book, or make into the standee or anything like that. So it's kind of like the full package of OC art and things like that. So those are the different rewards. I wanted to just kind of go through them because we haven't gotten a chance to really talk about them yet. I'm really excited about them, and yeah, so that's kind of everything that we've got in there right now. I'm going to talk about the add-ons on the next slide. So I hope
Yeah.
that answers your reward question.
Yeah, and always if you go to the Kickstarter, it has everything outlined there, so it has all the stuff you need.
Yeah.
And if you ever have any questions, hit up Ella, and she will. You can message us through Kickstarter, or you can message us on what's it called, Discord, for whatever you guys need. C wants a scroll version. We should have had a scroll version on top of that.
A scroll version.
You're so extra. That's so extra.
Yeah.
Here's my OC scroll. Can you imagine? Hold on a minute.
That's version 2. We got to get through version 1
We should
first.
make that a stretch goal. Is to turn it a scroll version.
Okay.
Is a stretch goal.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now we're on the final slide. Just some FAQs. If you have any questions about if you've never done a Kickstarter before, there's a couple things. When do you pay? There are different ways. So when the Kickstarter hits the goal at the end of the campaign, you don't pay until the end of the campaign. So when the campaign closes on the 30th of, March 1st, right? It's 30 days.
Yep.
So March 1st, it closes out. Then they start processing your pledges, and then there's even some pay later options that they have. If you want to tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Kickstarter actually has a new system which we approved and we're using for our system. You can have a pay later system. So if you're over, I think it's 150, if you're pledging over 150, you can set up, after we do the survey and stuff, you can set up actually several different payments. I don't think it's as generous of a pay later system as our PayPal is, but you can pay, I think it's 2 halves. So one at the start and then one later on down the line. So if you're looking to get something a little bit bigger, one of the upper tiers, and you think, oh, well, if I had 2 months, I could pay it. Well, now's your opportunity, because Kickstarter allows you to do that now. So it's just kind of a way that we wanted to allow you guys to get everything that you wanted, but not necessarily have to worry about all of it up front. So there are different ways to pay if you are looking for something a little bit bigger. There's no pressure, of course. This is, you should be, work within your means and that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to let you guys know it's an option because it is new for Kickstarter. So just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that that was there. And I think that when you set up your pledge, it does tell you that you have a pay later option. So, make sure you read through everything in your Kickstarter when you're pledging and stuff like that.
Then there's additional journals that you can buy. There's options for add-ons at the end if you want to buy more copies of it. You can always buy them there. Once the campaign's done, it's going to be a permanent product that we offer, so you can always buy it. But you can go ahead and buy more if you want. If you want to get multiple copies, you can, because you've got multiple OCs, and you can just add on to your order. That.
And this one is a special one. There's probably going to be a little Kickstarter mark, little unique collector's edition. So obviously this one is special to us. The product going forward will be a little bit different, not crazy different, but this is a special one because
Yeah, it's the
we want to make
limited.
sure our backers feel special and stuff.
Exactly. And I'm glad that you guys, for some of you who use the payment version, that you guys are. I'm glad, Corn, to hear that was great for you guys, for you and you guys and everything. So, and then yeah, and then you have about adjusting pledges. Did you want to answer at that?
Yeah. So I'm going to go back a little bit and just say that we actually have a couple of different add-ons. We've got the core rulebook, the digital version, of course, and then actually some additional OC stickers because there's going to be 10 in a pack. So you might be like, I want more than 10. So you could get another pack, and then the additional journals, you could get as many as you want. And those obviously, when you do your pledge, it'll say, do you want an add-on? And you can do it from there. And then it'll adjust your pricing, and then you can go in and do a pay later if you need to or whatever. It's all bundled in the same thing. Kickstarter is really good about that. So just something to keep in mind if you're like, man, I have 2 OCs. Well, you're in luck. But the thing is that physical goods, you can only get journals if you're in this the sticker tier and above, because of the way that Kickstarter does it. It doesn't do shipping for you if you're not in a shipping tier. So if you're just doing digital goods, you can't also get a journal. You'll have to kind of bump up first. So that's the only thing. It won't let us do any other way. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then the last thing is adjusting a pledge. You can adjust your pledge at any time until the Kickstarter is over. So until March 1st, you can up your pledge at any time that you want. If in 3 weeks you're like, maybe I do want an extra journal, you can go back in and adjust your pledge. You don't have to, you're not locked into anything. So I just wanted to say that because I had a couple of questions about it. And you can put something down now that you feel comfortable with and think it over. That's totally fine too. You should obviously just do what you're comfortable with. And but I just want to let you know they do allow you to adjust it, move to any tier you want at any time. So you're not locked in once you do something. So it's really casual. You don't have to feel like, oh no, I'm trapped into this thing. It's totally fine. Just go and look and have fun and get the rewards that you want. And that's what it's all about. So we just wanted to kind of go through this, celebrate it, tell you the things that are available, answer some questions, and yeah. And of course, you can ask us other questions too. This is not all of them, but that's pretty much it. And very exciting.
It is
So,
very exciting, and I have to give a
yay!
big shout out. We gave a big shout out today on our server for everyone who jumped in right at the beginning of this. And we had just an amazing group of people who's already started this. We had some really some people who jumped on the highest tiers, which was really awesome. That helped us jump a lot. I'm looking at you, Omid. I'm looking at you, Nikki, Beast King. You guys were really awesome and really appreciated helping push that. But regardless of whatever your participation, it's like whether you've done $1 or you've done all the way to the top, we just appreciate it a lot. So I don't want anyone to
Absolutely
feel,
agree.
you should not feel any pressure to do this campaign with us. This is just something we're doing for fun and for you guys, and it's a product we really believe in. So I don't want anyone to feel pressured to do this. Do it if you want to do it and have fun with us and do
Absolutely.
this. So that's it. I really want you to know that. The cool thing about about the Kickstarter is we always make a lot of meet new friends in here who end up coming in as a result. Jimmy, who I just saw your comment, Jimmy's one of those who came in through Kickstarter. He's one of those that we talk about all the time because Jimmy's first Kickstarter was Flux Destiny ever that he ever got involved with, and he came in at such a high tier and was such an important part of that, and we really appreciated it. And he became such a great member of the community and has been really involved with our community and with our studio and supporting us, and we just deeply appreciate it. So and we love meeting new people and bringing new friends for you guys to RP with and have a good time. So it's good times. So all right. So if you happen to be new, we're about to go now into the drawing portion of this. This has been a really awesome couple days. I hope you guys have enjoyed the training arc. We're going to repeat this particular mini-con every now and then, and we'll do it again. And next time, those of you who are on the new tier on Patreon, you guys will have like special training modules that we'll do together that are not like open to the public during those events. So it's going to still be like open to everyone, but then we'll have like exclusive just for you guys events on it. And I'm really excited to move into the new that new tier and go on this journey with you and Ella and everyone. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, and so finally, so tonight is the last night to get into our server as part of like the open house thing. So if you're not in the server, now's the time to do it. You can see we have such awesome people in our community, in our comments here. So jump in the server. Ella will drop the link in there, or Lana, and you guys can jump in and join the community. Such a great community. I've been seeing all the new people who've been coming in, and I hope you guys are having a great time. What's really interesting, I've seen so many people who are like, they've kind of been in our orbit of Flux Destiny, and they were always really interested in, well, what is Flux Destiny? And then this finally gave them an opportunity to come in and be like, come on in, we're friendly. You know, like, we got a really cool group.
Yeah.
We don't bite. Come on in. Not hard. So come on in. And come on in. So it's open. Come join our community. You know, like I said, this is the one time you can jump into the Discord without having to be on a Patreon tier to do it. Okay. Well, Ella, I'm ready to start the thing. Again, I hope you guys learned a lot this week. I hope I was able to help you guys out and give you something to start. I hope I made some difference for you guys on that.
I think so.
And let's get to finishing up. Oh, is that true, Corn? Corn was in our orbit for a year and a half before Flux Fantasy Fest. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you finally came in. That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna start this part. I'm gonna start the music. We're gonna just draw and kind of finish up this piece. I'm gonna do my version of the piece, and then we're gonna probably do like a different rendered version of it. But this one we're just gonna hang out and listen to music and talk for a bit. Sound good? All right, switch it over. So here we are. And all right, let me start the music. Ella, please tell me if it's too loud. And we'll get started. One second. How's that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Aw, and Nikki too. Nikki came, yeah, that's right, through Flux Fantasy Fest, which, by the way, Flux Fantasy Fest is, what, a month and a half away? So, super excited about that.
I know.
So, it's going to be really awesome. Okay.
It's going to be so fun. And I know B, earlier this week, was asking if we were going to do any sort of shading or practice or anything like this. I think RC is going to do a little bit of like kind of just some rough shading, just some ideas of it. So now's your chance to kind of look and see how he would do it.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my stuff here real quick. Okay. So we're just gonna
every night this.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Oh,
I was gonna say.
Okay, you go. You go. Ladies first.
No, please.
Go,
I don't
go.
wanna
I already
speak.
said go.
Every night this week, I've been subjected to Oscar's stinky fish eating breath because he's eating his food in here at 8 every night. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock for me. And I just was going to say that I don't like it. That's all.
Oh.
Not nearly as important as what you were going to say.
I do have to say that I wasn't going to talk about catfish breath, but
Sorry.
I don't remember what I was going to say now. But
You were talking about what you were going to do.
What am I? Oh, I'm just going to do kind of just. So what I'm basically doing now is doing, like, whenever I do notes for Chu to do the final, like, rendering, I usually do just kind of like a rough, like, I end up putting notes in here and kind of doing like a rough, like, idea of what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I give it to her, and then she goes and does the really nice render for it. So you'll see me kind of how I do it, this for the manga and for other, like, or commissions. Sometimes when we do like the commissions, or if you like the Marco piece that I did, the Marco Angel Devil Marco, like things like that. I end up doing kind of this rough render of it, and I put my notes, and I'll show you how I do that in a minute. And it's funny because I think it was Candy who was laughing at me because I put, what did I write? Shiny or something? I wrote something funny, like, to her.
Yeah,
it was like
shiny.
Shiny. And the thing is that Moni understands everything. Like, Moni doesn't need a lot of direction from me because she understands what I'm looking for. You know? And so when I write shiny, she knows I don't have to, like, write very descriptive stuff. I can just say, make this shiny or whatever. And she and I, like, work on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I think what nobody here understands but me is that everybody in the studio, except for me, is a cat. Moni's a cat. Lana's a cat.
It's true.
Liz,
it's true.
Brad is a cat. So all cats,
true.
and then I'm a bird, and so they're all like they all speak in their own language, and I can translate the language, but I'm not like a native speaker. Like I have to like translate. I gotta put it through my cat filter.
That's so funny. That's so true. Everyone is a cat, even Lauren.
Yeah, I agree.
And the funny thing is that Ella, like, I always like to show these memes of, like, cats and owls, and it's always about me and Ella, so it's super cute.
Yeah.
J Dragon, do you play volleyball? Are you our resident Haikyuu? Real life Haikyuu person? Like, Haikyuu, if it existed when I was a kid, I would have gotten into volleyball.
Me too.
I really would have, you know?
I actually think it's one of my goals this year to join a sport, like just like a recreational. And I think I'm gonna try volleyball just because Haikyuu is now such a big part of my life. I'm trying to decide whether or not I should practice being a setter, or they don't really have like the like libero position. I know they call them
very
liberos.
setter though. You're very much a setter.
I know. It just takes a lot more work. Not like that I don't want to work. It just is a lot more like you need to be like do it from when you're a kid, you know?
Yeah.
But I want to try.
That's awesome. Now you're gonna make me want to try.
Well, I'm not very tall, and I've never been able to jump like very high, so I need a position that But I'm really good. The two things I'm really good at are digging balls. Like I was always like when I played softball, I always played outfield or first base, and they called them digs. You know, when you get a ball that like bounces weird or whatever. So I played first base. So that's what I did. I was like a catcher out on the field, and so that's what I always did. And so that's what makes me think I might be a better libero, but I want to be a setter. So I don't know.
Now
Maybe
you've
I'll just try
inspired
both.
me. I think I might try it because ever since I stopped doing kung fu, I need to find something else to do.
Yeah.
And I think
I want to try. I think I want to find like private lessons first, just to be like, teach me the basics. I don't want to like embarrass myself on a team. Oh, Oscar, don't step on the keyboard. Come here.
So we've got basketball players, we've got baseball players in the chat. Again, you guys remember my baseball story. I think I'm way more like now because of kung fu. I could actually play
Yeah.
volleyball because I've gotten my body more prepared for that now. You know, with all
Yeah.
the moves I did. So.
Well, my whole life I did martial arts and softball. Obviously, my neck. If I were to play a sport like for real, I'd just go back to softball because I already know it, or I'd go into martial arts. But I don't know. I want to try something different. Am I crazy? I don't know.
Yeah, be crazy, YOLO.
Be crazy.
YOLO. Remember. Cam.
Pickleball. I've played pickleball.
I don't understand what that is. I've heard it and I'm like, I don't.
It's actually pretty fun.
I can't get past
there's
the
a lot
name.
of. It's basically like tennis, but a little bit like with wiffle balls, basically.
With tennis with footballs?
No, with wiffle balls.
Oh, okay.
I've done fencing. I like fencing. Well, I did sword fighting for.
Oh my god, I
my
could see
whole
that. You're
college
such
career.
a fencing person. I could see that.
I know. If that would be my second choice would be fencing.
I
really love this drawing.
Thank you. I really love doing just grays like this, gray shading. I have these markers that I work with. I haven't used them in a long time, but I have this like in real life. It's like when I work in my real life sketchbook and notebook, I keep these grays. They're just gray markers at different tones, and I go and I do gray shading, and it's just something really satisfying about it. Eric, I agree. I think he does look good with the honor chords. Eric, I agree with you.
Don't give him any ideas. He hasn't earned it yet.
Is it? But look how good he looks with them.
No, lore first. Substance over style.
By the way, if you're new, hello. I'm RC. We are just in the middle of working on this piece. Our Discord server's open. This is the last chance to get in before it closes tomorrow. So be sure to go grab. Ella will drop a link. We've also started our Kickstarter. We're at 61%, I think, or 60%. So we did really awesome today. So Ella will drop that information in there too. Oh yeah, he would Rodrigo would absolutely be a wing spiker.
I know ace isn't a real position. That's just sort of something that they say, but close enough.
He's got Suki energy, Rodrigo. doesn't he?
You think? I think he has more like Tanaka energy.
Tanaka is super friendly.
Yeah, but he's also like really angry and violent. Like he
Yeah,
can get really
it's kind of
puffed
his
up.
tough. It's kind of his tough guy thing. I guess you're right. That makes sense because when I think of like the stories that you've written for him okay, you're right. I think you're right.
I should know. I've written 3 stories
You should know.
for.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. That's true. I will be quiet.
Turns out a picture isn't worth 1,000 words, but 1,000 words is worth 1,000 words.
So funny. What about Coyotl?
Wing Spiker.
Wing Spiker?
Yeah. AJ would be a Libero.
AJ's Libero all the way.
Yeah.
All the way.
Sorry. A Libero or middle blocker. Like it have to be like Shoyo level.
Yeah.
But yeah, Libero. You can tell Retsu the same thing, that Elio is also a Libero.
Can you have 2 Liberos on a team? You can't. Can you have 2 Liberos?
No, you can have a backup, but I think Eddie's an opposite hitter, like what Daichi plays. Like somebody who's kind of like an all-around player.
Yeah, I could see that.
Chris is a setter. Ringmaster of the circus.
That's true.
Energy.
That's true. Oh, is Purple here with us?
Yeah.
Purple?
B, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I know enough about your character yet. But let me think on it. What do you think? Who do you think she would be?
Me?
No, I'm asking B.
Oh. B, if it's cool with you, I have to show off that commission I did for you at some point with Diana and Chance. That was such a cute one. I was really proud of that one.
Yeah.
If you're cool with that, I got to show it off.
Camille is definitely manager. You're right. Manager
she's
energy.
Absolutely manager. Camille is absolutely manager. Hey, Jacoby. The man of the hour is here. Jacoby.
And you know what? This is the kind of stuff you could put in your OC journal. This is the kind of things that you should think about because it actually does help. It's like thinking, well, where would I go if I was in this universe? It actually helps with character development.
That's right.
It's not a joke.
By the way, again, if you're new here, welcome. The server's open, so now's your chance to get in. Sorry, I know it sounded like a broken record, but I want to make sure that everyone who's new, who happens to pop in, gets a chance to get in.
What about you, Oscar? What position would you play? The stinky
You'd be the
position?
stinky position.
Yeah, stinky one.
See, I'm telling you, like, drawing with... I absolutely love doing, like, just grays. It's just something about the grays. I actually find that drawings, like, as much as I love color, I think that's one thing about manga that I really like is that it has just enough detail with the gray tones. You know, that sometimes I feel overwhelmed by color comics.
I
There's
agree.
So much color. Am I wrong? No, okay.
No, I love manga style. Like, when I go into a page and it's really clean, like it's just a shot and it's all sort of like just like white background and the character feels really clean, I'm like, oh, perfect. Like I could just see everything. Like it just feels really good.
Yeah, you know, I never understood the obsession with, like, I get it for color. Like, I know Webtoon is, like, super obsessed with, like, colors right now. But I, like, look at you know, when I look at manga, I think manga panels on their own are like an art form. When you just see a standalone panel, they're just so beautiful, you know,
Yeah.
and elegant and communicate a lot. What would Satoshi be, Ella?
I think Satoshi would be a wing spiker with the jumping and the athletic.
Yeah, with the ninja
the spiking,
moves.
Yeah. Or if like more defensive. No, I think he's a wing spiker because he's all like about projectiles and stuff. You know what Satoshi is? Satoshi is the pinch server. That's who Satoshi is. And also like a wing spiker. You can do a little bit of both. So, we got a good question from B. What's the difference between hard shading and soft shading?
When you're asking hard and soft, what do you mean exactly? Like, do you mean are you talking about what I'm doing now, which is kind of like a rough shading that I'm doing right now? Is that what you mean? If you mean that, like, what it is like when I do this kind of like rough shading that I'm doing right now, which you might be referring to like soft or hard. This is me doing like my art direction that I give to the assistant, and then she takes it and then takes my direction and works on it. So when I'm done with this, I'm gonna do things like I'm gonna write like notes like this. I'm gonna be like notes that Candy will laugh at me about. Because I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, I'll be like, you know, here, I'll write up here, and I will do something like this, and I'll say, shiny. You know, I'll write shiny, and she knows what I mean. I don't have to go into, which makes working together really nice because I don't have to write lots of stuff. Right? She gets it. Like I'm like, make that shiny. Sometimes I'll just do. Something I'll write is I'll go dramatic. You know, I'll write just simply dramatic shadows. And what that basically means is, it sounds very simple, but she understands it to mean high contrast. Like to make the contrast of the shadows much more, you know, dark than normal, right? So something like this, I would do like much more dramatic shadows because of the light. Because what's probably going to be happening in this piece is that since he's kind of coming out of a rupture here, there's going to be lines of light coming out like this. And actually, what I normally do is I change the color. I usually put notes in. I usually put these in blue. Whenever I do effects, I'll put the effects in blue like this, and I'll say, okay, the light is kind of coming out here, and I'll give her an indication of the light coming up like this as he's kind of coming through the rupture, and I'll typically write like something like this, like with his Taurus. I'll put like little effects on it. And I'll go and I will put like little sparkles and stuff, and I'll say karmastry. EFX, which is effects. And so when I do that, I'll just say karmastry EFX like that. And she gets what that means. She's like, oh, make this super cool, right? Like make it. Sometimes I have very specific things I want the drawing to do. Like if I want there to be a swirl right here, like of karma swirling into his Taurus, I will draw that. And then I will indicate to her, I want it to do this. Or if I want it to be kind of pulsing, I'll draw lines like this. And then I'll tell her, radiating, or I'll give some adjective there that will help her understand what my vision is for it. And a lot of times I trust her. I'm a very collaborative, art director type with this stuff. Like I don't pretend that there's moments where I have a very particular vision. I want it to look exactly like this, right? But most of the time, I trust what she's gonna do with it, because she knows what I'm trying to do, like convey tonally and emotionally, and so I just let her do it. And I'm like, just do this and let her run with it. I like that kind of art direction because it also makes it fun for her because she can have creative freedom to do things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the moments when I need to be more specific about how something works, then I give her, more specific direction. Like, for example, if I wanted to have like karmastry, static kind of going around his arms like this as he's kind of coming out like this, I will draw just like rough karmastry lines like that, and then she'll be able to interpret that from my notes and turn that into a final render. So this is typically kind of how I do the manga this way, is that I will do these rough shadows and notes. This helps her do it. Sometimes what's really cool is that now this is not the case here, but if he was on a sidewalk, for example, and sometimes what I'll do is, like in the opening scenes where Hugo, after the store blows up, he's sitting on the sidewalk, I will just write sidewalk here. Like there won't be a sidewalk. I'll just sidewalk here, and I don't know. And then she will then draw the sidewalk at the proper angle and everything for me. So she'll handle like simple backgrounds and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, DJ, he's coming out of a portal. So it's a lot of fun. I think I have, hold on, let me see if I have some of these notes I can show you. Some of these are the things that, some of the stuff we share on our Patreon, the behind the scenes stuff. But let me give you some cool examples of this, because there's some really, really fun examples of this.
And we'll be dropping more now that we're not overloaded.
Right. Let's see. Let me find some good ones here. Okay, so here's one from this page. This was a very complicated page. So this was a very complicated page from the manga. This one is probably the longest. This was probably the most intense page she and I did together, because there's so much going on in this page. And here you can see all my line art, and then I give her direction. I'm like, look, here's sunlight coming from here, and then I show these lines that are indicating like sun rays coming through. But in the written notes that I gave her, I told her, hey, listen, I want this to feel kind of liminal. I was like, this is not supposed to be like romantic sunlight. This is supposed to be kind of liminal, kind of like eerie sunlight coming through, right? And so you can see, like here, you see these kind of lines right here around Hugo and around the other characters. There's kind of a halo effect around the characters. And I tell her to, hey, give them all like halo effects from the light bouncing on them. And that kind of adds to the spookiness of it, right? Or like here you can see I did the rough shadows here. And I said I wanted the shadows to cover his face. And I gave her this note that said, make the eyes more visible. Like I didn't want the eyes to be hidden by the shadow. I wanted them to shine through.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for example, situations like this, he's holding that Ray Galaxy poster here. I don't draw the Ray Galaxy poster on there. It's actually a separate file. And the reason we do that is to save time. Obviously, I draw it one time, and we end up using it multiple times on other, like, for example, when I drew the cover of the manga that Hugo has, I draw that one time, and then she maps it to the images as I go through.
Yeah.
I'm like, here, put this file here, and that saves it.
And what's not seen here, which I actually think is a really cool part that's not often talked about, is the characters' color palettes, because they actually do have color palettes. Just because they're in manga style rendering does not mean that they're not like have specific skin tones or hair tones or things like that, and those are all saved separately so that you can go back and use them each time. So it's just really interesting. It's like it's a very technical system. Like, what you have to get the character's palette right and all that kind of stuff. And in fact, some of you guys have manga renders that now we have your render palette like saved. So we go, oh, just use this OC's color palette, you know, or whatever. And so you're like kind of saved into the system of Flux Destiny, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Aqua, I'm so glad you're enjoying. Welcome, by the way. I'm glad you're enjoying the chat about this, the behind the scenes of how this stuff works. It's pretty cool. You don't have to draw. You can just be here and learn kind of the fun stuff. Here's the final version of this page. Oh, purple. Sorry, I didn't know that was. It's not showing your names. It's showing like your actual username. So I didn't know it was you. So Ella's reminding me that that's you. So, but anyways, you can see like the final result of it, right? Here's the final result. You can see the light shining through the windows the way I described her. Here's see the halo effect on the characters. You can kind of see the halo, the light bouncing off of them. And you can kind of see the final version of everything. So it's a lot of fun. How do you color palettes in grayscale, and what tones of light are? Okay, so we have a we work in basically like tones of like, they kind of like escalate. They go from like 0 is white, 15%, 20%, 25%, you know, 50%. It's really in percentages, and then we kind of pick the best ones that make most sense for it. Like obviously Spike here, this is, you know, he's wearing a black shirt and black hat. So if this were in real life, this would be black. But some of these characters maybe having like blue shirts or things like that, and their colors would be, you know, mapped based on kind of what we think is equivalent. So I'll show you a couple.
Yeah, you kind of just learn by doing and looking stuff up. And you know, something that you can do is draw a bunch of colors and then turn it black and white, and then you can kind of see like, oh, that's that color, sort of, you know, that's that color, and then you can kind of mix and match that way, because then you can kind of go in and find, you know, color your character first and then put them in black. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to make adjustments, but it's a way to start, because then you can kind of see like, oh, red is kind of like a darker color. Blue is kind of, you know, could be dark or light. You know, yellow is always really light. You're not going to do a yellow shirt like almost black, right? So you start to like understand that.
And sometimes we do that, where we'll take the real color, turn it into grayscale, and just use that. That's another way that we do it. So here's another scene. This was a little complicated. The one where Hugo's store that he works at blows up, and so you can kind of see I did all the line art, and then I give her, here's the sunlight direction, which way the sunlight's coming in. You know, over here I want the Ray Galaxy artwork to be here on the wall. Clouds, you know, I give her this kind of direction. But what's kind of cool is here I gave her an example. I said I want this sign to look like this, where it's kind of faded paint, you know, for the signs and for the paintings on the wall. And so when she finally does it, let me find it here real quick.
I have one request. Could we please show the lantern? Do you have the lantern cover notes?
I can show that.
That's my favorite one.
Oh, did you like that one? Okay, yeah, I'll absolutely show that.
This is my favorite one. I love the notes on it, and I love what Moni, I think, blew us away with that one.
She did a really great job.
The things that she took and did.
Yeah, she did a really fantastic job with that. Yeah, I'll pull that one up. So here you can see the final version, and you can see the result of my notes of her doing the rendering work on it. She puts the sky in. She does all the... Look, see here, she put in Ray Galaxy like I asked her in the back. So it's really
so cool.
Really cool. So let me see if I can find... Let me find what you're asking.
Her work with Payback is...
Oh,
because you saw
stuff?
all of... She did the like inking. Not, you know, she's not sitting there inking, but you could see on the last one, it's just kind of like shapes, you know? It's like RC didn't fill it in because he let Moni take the tones of that and really make it feel alive. Because if he had just like, you know, color bucket that in, it would just be black. she put all these cool textures and stuff in it, which makes it feel really alive.
I am looking for the notes. Ah, here we go. Okay, so this piece here. Okay, so this is what Ella's talking about. This is the notes of the cover, and I'll show you the final render. But this is my line art, and this is the cover. So I had to draw a full cover that appears within the manga, right? It appears as its own. You know, Hugo has this manga that he's reading throughout the first 2 volumes, and so I had to draw the cover. And once I did all the line art and everything, here's all the notes I gave her. You know, it's like, okay, I want the moon up here. I want it to have a halo effect on his hair. You know, I'll give her direction, like this is part of the headband. Fireflies, you know, I'll write, okay, I want fireflies in the background. The glow of the lantern. Silhouette of hills and mountains. The night sky, you know, and then you can kind of see the spine of the book. You can kind of see the rough outline of how the book is going to work, right? And then I give the rough shadows, like super rough. I'm like, I kind of want it to look like this. And then what happens is she then takes that and does the render of it for me over my line art, and you get this. This is what the full cover looks like after she's done the screen tones and rendering. And this says, the cover of this book says Hero of Mewtwo. That's the name of the manga. So we work with Japanese language consultants who help us with the Japanese. I used to work with them when I was an executive at Funimation, and so they work really closely on the dubbing, you know, on the subbing of the subtitles of the anime. So whenever I'm picking words that I want to use, Japanese words, because in this universe the Mew people speak Japanese. It's the equivalent of Japan, so they have the Mew writing is actually Japanese and things like that. So I don't just guess. We don't just throw things in Google Translate. Like, I work with people who know what they're doing, and I ask them. And we have, like, Ella will tell you, we'll have like long, in-depth conversations.
Very long.
It is not
about a single, like a punctuation point, and I'll be sitting there and I'm like, in my mind, sometimes I'm like, does it matter? And the truth is that yes, it does. It actually matters a lot. So
yeah, it makes such a difference to the nuance. Everything is nuance, right? Especially with Japanese. It's like, you want to say something and the right nuance has to be there to get it right. So there will be, I think when we were choosing how the title was going to work and how Mewtwo was going to be spelled. Remember, I went a whole day. There was different ways. You can write it literally or basically phonetically. I'm kind of simplifying it. But they have different meanings the way you do it. Like there's different meanings to the way you translate it. So I had to go back and forth, and it's such an important decision in the universe that it's not something that I can just like, oh yeah, just do that. It's something that lasts. And so I want it to be a thoughtful decision that when people ask, when they see it later, like, oh. And then not only do they do it, they do the translation, then they run it by some of their colleagues in Japan to take a look at it and make sure that it makes sense. Even the writing on in the manga, let me find this real quick. Where is it? So at the beginning, when Hugo is in his box fort, even the manga that's the Japanese that's written on it was like, I had to run that by them. I had to be like, okay, this is what I want to say, and then we had to translate it, and we had to figure out exactly what we wanted it to say, and it was a lot of like work to translate that into mean the same thing we wanted it to mean. And so this stuff up here, that's written up here after it was rendered, this is not like text. I hand wrote this Japanese up here, and it was based on what we agreed on was the right translation of it. So if you translate that, you can pull out your Google Translate, and it will translate it pretty accurately. to what its meaning is. So all these graphics like this, like the trading card company graphics, anytime I make a graphic in the manga, it's its own file. And we have this whole collection of files in our server that are like a collection of like graphic assets, like logos and things like that, so that we can reuse them in the manga. Another great example of that is, let me see, like things like logos on, whenever you see logos on their shirts, like Hugo's little logo on his the store logo, for example, is also a graphic that we take and, you know, apply it, and it just makes it easier because you have to, there's so much to draw and do that you have to try to reduce the amount of work that you have to do, right? And so like you there's no reason, you work smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah.
This one, for example, here's the page where the manga first appears. There's that file that I was showing you, mapped to the drawing, where if you saw the notes for this page, I wrote, you know, put the manga cover here, right? And then she'll map it to it. So it ends up working out that way. And plus, it looks
because
really
we
cool.
know that we have to redo it, you know. You have to be smart and think about, like, am I going to have to redraw this thing over and over and over again, or should I just draw it once, you know, really well? So.
And the cool thing is, because I drew it, it was done in full high resolution. Like, I'm talking like it's full size, right? So in the future, Ella and I were talking about, one day I want to draw this actual manga, this story within the story, and the cover already exists, so I just have to draw the manga.
Yeah, just.
So the question of how long it takes me to do a page, I can do a page a day. On days where I don't have anything else to do, like really insane days, I might be able to do a page and a half, depending on the complexity of the page. Some pages are super complex, like that have a lot of panels, and I have to do a lot of work to do it, because the care that I put into the cleanup of the pages is pretty intense. You know, like even a page like this one right here, this one. So even this one, there's a lot going on this page, right? There's a lot of cleanup that has to be done for a page like this. It's a lot of work. So having a really talented assistant like Moni do the actual, what's fun is that it also lets us like focus on this stuff. Like she doesn't have to worry about drawing, right? She doesn't have to worry about drawing anything. She draws the 4-panel comics that Ella writes, which are really fun and cute. But for the most part, for the manga, she doesn't have to draw it. She just goes in there and does what she has to do to finish up the page. So.
And the thing is if you're thinking about like traditional, like magazine manga where they do like 18 pages a week, and you're like, how do they do that? They have like 5 assistants. They have so many. Not that it's not still really difficult and hard, but RC does all of the cleanup and stuff himself. So a page a day is a lot. Like that's a ton to do.
It's a lot of work.
You know.
It's a lot of work. Yeah. It's a lot of work. So I'm lucky to have my tiny little team to do this with. But if this were like a full scale, you know, Japanese manga operation, you'd have more assistants and such. Yeah, you know, see, I've always thought about the thing burning down about the candle with the candles. That's always on my mind. That's how reckless he is.
Yeah.
Let me show you a few more notes here. I always like showing these. I always think it's a lot of fun to see the behind the scenes of how these things are made. And I also want to like just show you guys so you can see how much care goes into this stuff. It's not just, oh, let me draw a page and put it up. Like there's a lot of intention that goes into everything that we do. Whether it's the manga art, whether it's the commissions that we write for you guys, everything is lots and lots and lots of effort and care that goes into these things.
Well, and it's not even including the script writing, the scene you know, the scene storyboarding, the character work, you know, all of that stuff also happens at the same time. Behind the scenes, like we're getting ready for the next scene and scripting it and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it like doesn't work. We have to go back and we have to go to the consultants again and get new ideas. And it's a lot to even just get one page completely done is a lot. Like we sit here, like we know these pages so well because we've sat with them literally for like some of them for months at a time, like going through them, making sure that they're right. You know, and now that we are in the new year, our process is really speeding up because we're like going super manga heavy, and so it's even more difficult with so many pages on top of each other. So
that's right.
It's really fun, but it's a lot too.
By the way, if you're new, hi, I'm RC, creator of Flux Destiny. Welcome. Our server is open, so we want to just welcome you guys to jump into the server while it's the last night for it's open. Come and join our awesome community. Here's the famous Nibbles page. I think of Candy on this page because of him holding Nibbles here. You can kind of see, you know, my comments here. Sometimes it's just simple white backgrounds. I'll just be like, you know, I think that it's, you know, based on the drama, how much you're trying to communicate with it. You can kind of see here. Like here, you can see my notes. On Scarlet right here, like I wanted this to kind of have an ominous feel to it with the shadowing and the highlights and the rays of light and the casting of the shadows. And see, I just do these rough shadows. And here, like I'm indicating we need to put the Shibata logo on Hugo's apron. And then the glowing eyes. And then when we get to the end, it translates to... Let me find it. These are also produced at super high resolution, high quality, so they're very finely drawn. So when you look at the detail, when you start looking in, you can see the quality of the line work, right? Is that it's very... That's another thing that adds a lot of time to the production of the page, is that I like everything to be really handcrafted with the lines. But like, for example, this drawing of Scarlet right here that you saw earlier, this, I'm not joking. This one took way longer than I had anticipated. This drawing took over an hour of just this tiny little drawing of her in the corner because I wanted the pose to look right. And I had to redraw it so many times. And actually, a lot of times when you're drawing very subtle poses like this, they can actually be harder to draw because the subtlety is more difficult to communicate sometimes than just doing something that's like a cartoon take, you know? But you can see all the detail, you know, when we look very closely in this very high res version, you can see all the detail that goes into just this panel.
I think the hardest part too is the thing that I watch for is I help RC with the script at the beginning, and then I look for continuity at the end. So sometimes Scarlett's missing an earring, or you know, Hugo doesn't have his apron on, or something
like that,
or freckles, yeah, something like that. And so then we have to kind of like, everything has to be consistent, and the more detail and stuff that you put in, the more you have to like actually look at every single panel and like zoom into everything multiple times and all that kind of stuff. So we're all really good about helping each other and being like, okay, how many earrings, how many blobbies, you know, how many freckles, does everybody have their eyebrows, you know, stuff like that, so that we can make sure when it gets to Moni, she doesn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. It's just sort of already there for her.
Yeah, J-Dragon noticed all the screen tones. You know, the screen tones, if you look here, you can see all the dots. You know, the screen toning is its own thing. We use patterns, screen tone patterns to do these. And so we've got a whole library of different ones that we use. And, you know, keeping those consistent is a whole other thing. It's a whole art form on its own, you know.
Did you, which I didn't know, in traditional manga, like when they're doing the, like actually inking a page, they have like, they lay down screen tone, like a sticker, and then
the old
carve
school
it.
style. Yeah, they carve it out. That's old
really
school.
Cool.
Now it's all digital, but that's how they used to do it, which is very cool. So Well, so that's the tour of the behind the scenes of how this works. You know, like I'm going to be doing the same with this particular drawing here that we were doing together during the training arc. So I'm going to have Moni do the rendering of this. It's going to be really cool. This is going to be a really cool piece.
Yeah.
And we'll use this promo art. And I think it's going to be really awesome when it's done. So you guys got to watch it from the very beginning, from drawing it all the way to the cleanup and the notes so that it goes to rendering. You know, the last thing I'll say about all this is that this is why people have a revulsion to AI art, you know, is that it doesn't have, the care is not there, right? It's just a computer throwing stuff into a mixer and spitting it out versus the amount of care. What I was hoping to communicate to all of you guys by showing you the behind the scenes process of how this works is the level of care and intention that goes into this stuff. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna sit down and draw a page today. No, there's like, everything is very thoughtful. And there's a certain satisfaction that comes out of that, of drawing, of doing anything, whether it's writing, drawing, working on manga pages, whether you're working on music, looking at you, Lana, you know, building things, if you like to build things, if you're a you know, software engineer, whatever it is that your thing is, putting your intention into it and your love into it is what gives you meaning as a human being and gives you satisfaction that you put the work into it and you see the results of your effort come out. And that's why people have a natural dislike for AI, because we as humans know intrinsically that it's fake, right? And that it's a fabrication, and it's not, there was no effort. It's actually like the opposite. There's no equivalent exchange. It's almost like Philosopher's Stone kind of stuff, right? Where it's like you make something from nothing. There was just literally no effort, no exchange for it, except obviously like, you know, the seawater and the dolphins you've killed as a result of doing it. But you know what I mean? Like eating, apparent to you is that. So
it's like eating fast food, you know, versus like a home cooked meal. Like the fast food tastes fine and it might make you feel good, but then you get sick later, you know, and then it doesn't. And then a home cooked meal is something that, like, you know, is made with love. And there's definitely like a difference. Like that fast food worker did not make that with love. Like, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
They didn't make it with love. And I think that, like, we do this kind of stuff, and it's what inspired me to ask RC if I could learn how to draw too. Like, I'm already an artist because I already write and do other things creatively, but I wanted to take my art even further and learn more because I just am so inspired by what you guys produce and what RC produces, and I wanted to put more care into my own work. I felt like my writing could benefit with some art every once in a while, and I wanted to be the one to do it. I didn't want to go to RC and be like, hey, can you draw my cover? Which, of course, you should go to people that have more skill and stuff, but I felt the need to do it myself. And so that's just something that, like, something like AI and these other things can't do. It can't do things. It can't make me more experienced. I can't tell AI to give me experience drawing. I have to do that myself, you know? And so when we do stuff like this and we do the training course, it really is training. It's not just like go and like, okay, and then you'll be better. It's like, hey, that was like a workout, and maybe I'm not gonna have muscles at the end of 1 week or at the end of 3 days or whatever, but I still feel the satisfaction of having done it. You know, you after a workout, you feel good, like it sucks, but like you feel like, yeah, I did that. That's like what these training courses and things are. It's like, yeah, that I didn't turn out, it's a little wobbly, but I did it, and I did it with my own hands, you know. It's just something that's really beautiful, and I'm excited to get into the course with RC in February, and I'm excited to finish the Kickstarter with the OC journal, and just all of these fun things that we're doing. It's just so exciting to do things and be really proud of them. And I don't know, I'm just really proud of us this year. It's the end of January. We're already off to a rocketing start. So yeah.
Absolutely. You know, Josh put in a good comment, a good quote in there that reminds me of the quote that you were saying yesterday. It's different than what he wrote there, but it's a good companion to it, right? Which is what separates. How did you put it yesterday about being an artist? You said the artist actually does it, right? You're like, the only thing that makes you an artist is someone who actually does the work. You know, like you become an artist the minute you start actually putting pen to paper or putting your fingers on the keyboard and typing, you know? So, you know, that's the difference. Just go and do it, you know? So, well, I hope you guys had a great time. This was a lot of fun this week. It has been a long week. We're so excited. We're getting ever closer to our goal on Kickstarter. You know, be sure to go check that out. The server's open for the rest of the night, so any new friends that want to come in, we want to welcome you guys in. The server will close tomorrow until the next event, so be sure to hop in while you can. And we've got all sorts of cool stuff. Ella, I don't know if I'm missing anything before we close out.
I think that's it. I'm really excited. I'm going to be sleeping in tomorrow, so I'm really hoping that we have another awesome day for the Kickstarter. I'm going to put the link in here one last time just for anybody lingering who's thinking about it. It always, of course, if you have friends in your D&D spheres or RPG spheres or creative writing or anything, it just means a lot if you share this with them and, you know, tell them about it. If they have characters or even just world building or things like that, getting the word out really helps us. So again, thank you. I know that I'm preaching to the choir. I'm sure everybody here is like, I've already done that. So, you know, thank you guys so much. We're going to be a broken record about this because it's a project that we really believe in and we're really excited about, and we want as many people as possible to know about it, and we want you guys to make new friends too. So just thank you for an awesome day. It is takes a lot of pressure off of us when we have such a successful first day, and I can sleep well tonight knowing that our community is backing us up. So
Absolutely. No. Thank you guys so much again. Our deepest appreciation for all of you who've supported not only the Kickstarter, but continue to support our work at our studio, from getting commissions to being involved in raffles to everything that you guys do allow us to continue to invest back into this little studio. And, you know, me being able to pay our people to do the work and build these events for you guys to hang out with you. We really love doing these. We're going to do a big event every month this year. So next month, we'll be announcing what next month's multi-day event is going to be. Flux Fantasy Fest is the big event. That's like, those are big events. That's like Saturday to Sunday. Like but these 3-day kind of events that we'll do, we're going to do one every month. Flux Fantasy Fest is March 22nd through the 28th, I think it is.
yeah.
So be sure to get ready for that. That's going to be so much fun. We're about to get into preparation mode on that. And yeah, just thank you guys for being awesome. And, you know, we love you guys. We love entertaining you. We love trying to inspire you. Go do what drives you. You got one life. Go enjoy it.
Yeah.
Have a great Friday evening. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you guys. Do we have an update live on Monday?
I don't know yet. They're scheduled for every other week. We might go ahead and do them this month because of the Kickstarter and all of the stuff that we're doing for February. So I think we will have one, but we'll for sure have a fandom hangout. So you'll want to be there no matter what anyway. So
sounds good. And Beast King, we will do a storytelling training arc. We will do that. That's coming too. So get ready for that.
We'll do that.
All right, guys. Have a good night. I'm going to go eat fast food. Now I'm going to go eat fast food.
Bye.
Good night.